What is up, everyone? Hold on, let me wipe that off. Clear. Yes, I just did a video in the same clothes on my F-250. Now I'm going to talk about, yes, my Honda Accord, my 2008 Honda Accord. She has roughly 240 something thousand miles on it, close to 250. So I forget where it's at. Maybe it's 240, closer to 240. But anyway, now I acquired this from my mom, and her husband had drove it for quite some time, and then his daughter drove it for quite some time, and they just abused the crap out of it. And it's come a long way. I changed the VCT or V something, whatever, solenoid doodad that's right down in here, and that's on your intake cam, and that's basically the IV tech portion of this engine. It doesn't have that extra cam lobe that comes down like the old VTEC that did, yada yada. So anyway, I've already replaced that. It was fairly easy. And I started wanting to addressing the transmission, and it's something that I should have probably done right off the bat a year ago when I got this, but I didn't really think of it. So what a lot of people I've been reading online and watching YouTube videos and stuff like that is saying, if you haven't done it in a long time, if it hasn't been done in a long time or ever, then a lot of people say don't do it. And with 200-something thousand miles on it, the old saying is it's the dirt in the oil that's holding the transmission together. And that can be true, but I went ahead and took a chance because I figured I can drop this thing out myself, more than likely figure it out, change the clutch pack, and be back on the road. And so what I did is I did a drain and fill, and that was a suggestion from a lot of the YouTube guys and on forums and stuff like that, and do it 3 times. You drain old, fill it up. You drain the old, fill it up. You drain it, and you fill it up. And then you're done. Well, I've already done that 3 times. And the only reason why I'm going to do it a 4th time is because every time I change this oil out, every time I drained it, and I drove it roughly about 100 miles, anywhere from 100 miles to 400 miles, somewhere around there, in between the drain and fills. And what I wanted it to do is I really wanted the fluid, the oil, to get into the torque converter and just make it its way through the whole transmission and kind of slowly blend itself with the old and the new, instead of just kind of like taking in and out the stuff you just put in, and kind of give it slowly, work it over time, and give the clutch packs and everything a time to be like, hey, I got some new stuff in me. So I'm going to go ahead, and I haven't checked this. I have maybe 200 miles since my last drain and fill, and I might go a little bit more on it, but I haven't checked it yet. Every time I would check this, it was pretty freaking bad. I'm going to yank this out. I know it's, I'll flip you around. So I just took this out, right? You can already kind of see it's pinkish. Now, that is not too bad. Does it have a little bit of darkness still to it? Yes. Let's do one more dip. Let's put it down in there. And I know it's hard, you guys can't see it, but if you guys ever wanted to know where the thing is, it's way down in there. And there's the handle for it, the little yellow guy. I push it all the way down. We're going to pull it back out. And we're going to take another look at it. And it looks pretty red. You see right there? That's on the white paper towel. And that's what I wanted to see. That's what I want to see. Is it going to be a little dark here and there? Yes, because it still has a lot of that burnt or completely manipulated or abused fluid that was in there for so many years, so many hundreds of thousands of miles. That's just where we're at. So it's not too bad. And I'm going to go ahead and like that one. Now, as far as the oil goes, my mom always told me that every time, doesn't matter when you check the oil on this, but every time it got drained, it was black. And her husband apparently used a Mobil 1, and he was religious about the oil changes. He did them every 5,000 miles, and he used a Mobil 1, high performance, blah, 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 all that jazz. Whatever name brand good stuff he used. Me personally, I use Kirkland, all synthetic, full synthetic. It's all filtered or processed by Warren, whatever. There's only like a few companies out there that do it oil. But anyway, it's got a little good additives. But regardless, what I did is, let me flip you back around. Just like most of, actually all my vehicles, and I'm going to take you in the shed here in a second, but I'm very anal about my maintenance, especially lubricants. It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I don't know. I have to do it. And if it's like, even if it's beforehand, and I know it's like old school stuff, like, oh, every 3,000 miles we'll change your oil and stuff like that. Sometimes I do that, just depending on my driving conditions. And it's one thing that you'll read in every single manual. If you are in dusty or really heavy duty conditions, you want to do these maintenance intervals more often. Don't just wait for your freaking dummy light to come on and say, hey, you got to do something to your vehicle. You know you can't just drive this until it blows up. Well, I pay attention to stuff like that, because if you've ever torn apart an engine that's been out in, and I'm going to just go to the desert because we do a lot of that stuff right here. That's why we have all these toys, or that trailer, is you start tearing apart engines that get abused out there in the desert, and your oil, and you send it out to Blackstone Labs, your oil in one trip can look worse than 8,000 miles on this Honda Accord, because you push it so hard and you're sucking in some dust when you're out there. But anyway, I'm going to stop ranting here. I'm going to go ahead and check the color of this oil. I have about 600 to 800 miles on this oil, and let's check it out. I have not manipulated anything here. This is not smoke and mirrors or nothing like that. I'm not doing this for some theatrical effects. But look at that oil. Now, the reason why I'm showing you guys this is because, as I mentioned, my mom's husband, my mom would say every time her husband would change the oil out or check the oil, regardless of mileage, it would be black. Well, that looks like it almost just got pulled right out of the fresh container, right? Look at that beautiful tranny fluid. So first, let's talk about the first one we did. The first one we did is I used. Oh, what's up, ants? What are you doing here? Man, there's a whole bunch of ants on here. That is nasty. Max Life multi-vehicle automatic transmission fluid, proven to maximize transmission life. Blah 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 blah. Meets all of our stuff here, right? So I've been using this for the fourth. Now I'm actually on the third fill and drain, right? I've gone through 3 of these total. Am I on the 4th? I might already be on the 4th, actually, guys. I'm sorry, I'm really anal about my fluid stuff and everything, and I can't freaking count, obviously, because I use roughly about 3 quarts every drain and fill. And if I had 3 of those, that would put me at 12 quarts, and that would roughly give me about 4. So I think I actually am on my 4th drain and fill. I'm on my 4th fill right now, and that's probably why we're seeing this really good color. It's getting better. Okay, so I haven't noticed any slippage. I give this thing a freaking beans every time I'm getting on the freeway. I mean, my foot's to the floor, and I rev the crap out of this thing. And for the oil and the tranny fluid to still look like that after 600 miles of driving it, pretty darn well. Actually, not the tranny fluids, like I said, has been in there 200 miles. Oil's been there about 600 to 800 miles. For them to look like that, see, we're doing pretty good. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, you barely drove any miles, of course it's going to look good, blah, blah, blah. Well, you can shut your face right there, because the reason why and I'm going to be rude like that is because, like I said, I was only going about maybe 100 miles or so on that tranny fluid, and it was still looking really black, and I didn't like it. And like I mentioned already, is my mom said her husband would check the oil, after driving it down the freeway and back, whatever. Or not that, maybe not that soon, but maybe within the first 500 miles, check the oil. She said the dipstick looked black. So I'm going to take you into my mess of crap I have in here. Now, first things first, we're going to talk about the transmission fluid. And like I said, I went with the Valvoline Max Life. But what I'm going to be using now is I'm going to be using this. And this is obviously my favorite company. Everybody knows my favorite company. Hot Shot Secret, subdivision of Lubrication Specialties Incorporated. They make some of the best lubricants out there that man has ever seen. And I'm pretty sure if we get visited from a superior race of whatever, they're going to even be impressed. I'm telling you right now. I'm swear by this stuff. And what sold me was this lubricant or this friction modifier that they started making, and I swear by it. I mean, that stuff is like unobtainium stuff. I mean, it's so good. Anyway, I'm going to be using this once that stuff that's in the Honda is, I feel like it's run its course in there long enough. On the next few hundred miles, I'm going to fill with this. Then I'm going to run it for a good 10,000 miles, and I'm going to check it out. And I think we should be good to go. And in 10,000 miles, I will buy another one of these, and I will do another drain and fill. And I'm going to do that religiously now every 2 oil changes because I want this Honda... Flip it around because I feel like I'm just talking to the back of your head or something, right? I want my Honda to last 1,000,000 miles. Should be able to, right? With, little things here and there. Might need an alternator, batteries, of course. But as far as the core, the meat and potatoes of the engine transmission, if I can keep all that stuff running for 1,000,000 miles, man, wouldn't that be awesome? And I really want to get there. So I'm really excited. It's kind of an experiment. So we'll see what happens. Hot Shot Secret, I'll let you know, and I'll make another video once we run that a little bit. We're gonna get over to now our oils, engine oils and stuff like that. And like I said, the FR3 friction modifier, this is what sold me on this company. I mean, it's such good stuff. I mean, I swear by it. Try it out for yourself and do it according to the recommended amount you're supposed to put, the ratios, and you will also be blown away. I do recommend getting some of this too. Now you can see I have a lot of this because I do like to clean out my engines, and I don't care what engine it is. Any internal combustion engine, you're going to want to use this stuff. I've been using this on the Honda, and that's going to bring me to that oil we looked at. So we looked at the transmission fluid and the drains and fills. Oh, and in between all the drains and fills, I was also shooting it with a little bit of this, the Shift Restore. It's a protectant and cleaner, and I figure I'll get some cleaner in there while I'm doing my drain and fills. Again, Hot Shot Secret, good stuff. So that's transmission. Now we're going to get to the oil. The Honda oil, I started using this stuff. And I changed the oil in the last year about 3 times. I did not go 15,000 miles. I've only gotten maybe 10,000 miles. But what I did is I did super fast oil changes, and I wanted to expedite my oil changes because I wanted to do this cleaner 3 times. I wanted to run it, dump it, run it, dump it. Very similar to the transmission, because you're going to clean stuff in there. It's going to break off, and you don't want to keep on running that through your engine because some things can actually score and make crevices and stuff like that, and you don't want that to be floating around your engine. So you figure you knock it off with the cleaner. Most of it's going to get caught in the filter, and then you want to dump it. Get it out of there as soon as possible. So, like I said, we were looking at some dark oils. My mom was seeing really dark oils even right after an oil change. I ran this 3 times. I'm on my current oil change with... Well, it's here. I'm running right here. Kirkland. Full synthetic 520. Yes, everyone's going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you were using that cheap oil, blah, blah, blah. Manufactured by Highline Warren LLC. They do a lot of oils. Check out a lot of your name brand oils, and guess what? You're going to see Warren LLC on there. This is up there with the top shelf, top tier oils for a fraction of the cost because they don't have to worry about the name. Kirkland, that's all you got to worry about right there. Those guys, they know what they're doing. They're buying products made by companies without the label on it and the marketing that goes along with it. So you buy it at a cheaper cost. What a concept. Kind of like that company right there. That company, Motorcraft, you know what they do? They don't freaking advertise. So they get away with superior lubricants, just like Hot Shot Secret and everything, at a fraction of the cost. But everything is rising up, so you're probably going to find a better deal with those guys. So I ran that oil along with that cleaner, the stiction eliminator. Now I'm on the current oil change interval with that stuff, but I'm running this stuff. So everything that I cleaned out, it's, you know, it did its job, cleaned off some of the stuff on the backside of the valves, blah, blah, blah. Good stuff. And I put now the friction modifier in to fill all those little micro cracks. Now, people are going to go, well, dude, it's just snake oil like them all. It doesn't really fill in the freaking voids and blah, blah, blah. Dude, I'm telling you, you guys got to go check out some of the science behind this crap. Oil's not oil anymore. There's some really cool stuff out there, and it actually does work. It creates a film which parts tend to glide on, and they don't touch metal to metal. That's why you're not seeing a lot of that dark oil. You're not seeing that dark oil in the Honda. That mixed with Gasoline Extreme. Let's see. Do I have a bigger one? I have a bigger one on the way. Gasoline Extreme. You want to use this stuff as well. This stuff is not infused with LX4 because this is an older version of this, I think. But you get some of this. Now you clean the bottom side of your engine, right? You're going to do that with your stiction eliminator. Clean the top side as well. This is going to clean all your, like I said, behind your valves and all that stuff, and as in your combustion chamber. And you want to clean all of that with this. Now, when you use that in conjunction with the LX4, which I don't have in here, I have it in the garage, but I have the LX4. It's a lubricant for fuel, specifically for gasoline. Now, you can use it with your, or actually any fuel. You can use it with your everyday diesel treatment stuff, like I have here for my diesel. But look at that. Now with LX4, because LX4 is their lubricant for their fuels. And what you want to do is put that in your regular gasoline engine too, because now you're lubricating the top side of your combustion chamber. It also promotes a better seal, and it's probably why we're seeing a lighter color oil and not that darkness, because I'm getting less blow by, because I'm using a better I'm using a fuel additive, the LX4, and I'm using a very good lubricant, and it doesn't allow the metal to metal. And then when you get metal to metal, that's when you get that dark stuff. Just rub two pieces of metal together right now, and you'll see. You'll start seeing darkness, and that's what happens to your oil. I also use in my toy hauler. They have specific generator oil, and I use this in my toy hauler generator. Ideally, I wanted their 40 weight when it's hot, because when it gets hot out in some spots, but whatever. I've used that before and it's fine. And other things I use, like this RV slide out stuff, whatever. I'm waiting for them to start making some greases, so I can start using their greases. But I'm telling you guys, I've been using a lot of lubricants over the years, and Hot Shot's secret, they just have, I don't know, they found it. They found the secret sauce. It works. And give them a try. If you don't like it, I mean, I believe they have a money back guarantee. So you call them and say, hey dude, this stuff is crap. Okay, cool. Stick with your AMS oil, stick with your Arch oil, whatever floats your boat. I have not compared all the three in my own vehicles, but watch some of the YouTube videos. Project Farm's a really good one. He starts comparing a lot of this stuff. And do you want to pay a lot? Probably not. Hot Shot Secret's actually reasonably priced. So, and I used their oil. Back around here, I used their oil for my diesel as well. Full synthetic. I used their Green Diamond. Well, it's a little bit cheaper. It's PAO3, I think, or something like that. So it's Group 3. Yeah, it's a Group 3 down there. So not really high up on that PAO scale, but guess what? Probably better than anything else you're going to buy off the shelf out there. Rotella T6 and all that stuff. It's going to blow it out of the water. So anyway, it was a long video. That was supposed to be just about my Honda. Went into lubricants. That's what happens. I start getting on this crazy high because I'm just like, whoa, lubrication, awesomeness. And it is awesomeness. And one last thing I want to discuss with you guys here with my Honda Accord. This is an 08. And yes, if you look in here, it's pretty freaking dirty. Seats are really nasty. Armrests all this stuff. I still sit on this towel because I don't trust the seat. And I've used a rug doctor in here 5 or 6 times already, and it still comes out black. So I'm about to hit it a few more times, but I'm really going to agitate it this time, the seats with a brush. But one cool thing that really excited me, and I just put this in today, is my sun visor. I just replaced this. Amazon, believe it or not, $40. It came with a little accessory pack thing, but I don't want it on here. It's like this weird cheap fake leather thing, and put like credit cards and stuff in. I don't know, but I just saw good reviews on this, so I bought this. And check it out, lights work and everything. So real easy to do, real quick before I make this video 8 hours long. Real easy to do, like I said, $40 on Amazon. If you guys want, I can actually leave the link to this in on the video. And if I don't end up doing it, because I'm probably going to send this straight from my phone, what I suggest you guys do is look straight on Amazon and just look up, just type in, like I typed in 2008 Honda Accord sun visor, and this popped up. They had beige, which matches the interior of my vehicle. And easy way to do this guy is, you see, am I getting you guys on that? Let me see. Can't see if I'm actually focusing on this part up here. I don't know. This thing? I can't tell. Anyway, this little piece, I can't tell if you guys can't see that, but you push that in, and you guys will see it on the back side of your sun visor thing. You push that little tab thing in, and then you rotate your visor about, I'd say 45 degrees or so, like that, and it'll pull right down. And believe it or not, yes, it just pulls right down. And you'll pull your wire out of your roof, your headliner, little plug, put the new one in, good to go. And the reason why I'm so excited about this is because for the longest time, the other visor, I mean, it was busted like right here. So the whole middle part was busted, and it would just hang down like about to right here, like that. So in order to keep it up, I had to pull this up, and I put this big old clip like right here, and it would hold the broken piece of plastic, whatever's in there. So this thing wouldn't be right in my vision the whole time I'm, trying to drive. So, and a lot of times I would forget this clip was on, and I would go to flip down my visor when the sun's coming, and this clip would slam against the windshield and then fling back at my face, and it hit me in the face so many times, and I'm going like, this is freaking ridiculous. So for $40, I'm just like super stoked about this for some reason. But yeah, good little car. And actually, while we're doing this, I know it's a super long video, but I'm going to show you the mileage on this. And here we go. 241,107 miles. And that is the mileage actually I went since I did my drain and fill. So it wasn't 200 miles. It's about 140. So I was one day, that's one less day I didn't drive to work in this. I thought I was 3 days. So it was only 2, obviously. So yes, round trip for me to work and back is 170 miles. So anyway, I just kind of wanted a few more things in this video because yeah, it really does matter about your maintenance on your vehicles. Lubricants is 100% the cheapest insurance you can do to your vehicle. Just change your fluids, your lubricants specifically, or your radiator, so your coolant and stuff like that. I would do that every 30,000 miles or so. Of course, check all your filters, but lubricants, man, I mean, they break down so fast, and the new ones last a lot longer, but you want to get them before it really starts breaking down that base oil, and you don't have your additive packs are not doing their job anymore. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry for making it super long, but yeah, if you have any questions about lubricants and stuff like that, or where I buy this stuff, or if you would like to see some oil analysis stuff, I can take the oil that's right out of this oil change when I do the next oil change, or the oil out of this Honda right now. I will send a thing in if you guys want. So let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.